What could God do if you gave him everything? In Colossians 2:7 it says, let your roots grow down into him and let your lives be built on him. Then your faith will grow strong in the truth and you will overflow with thankfulness. Let your roots grow down into him. Here Paul shows the importance of our lives being solely built on Christ alone. That our dependence isn't based on ourselves and money or whatever, but solely on Christ. Because it is only then, when our lives are solely built on Christ, that we are given new perspective, that we overflow with thankfulness, and that we grow strong in the truth. Only when our lives are built solely on God, when our roots grow deeper into him. I watched a webinar a few weeks ago, and one of the people said that they felt during this time that God was strengthening the trunk of the church, so that in the next season, the tree, the church, could hold more fruit than it's ever known before. Isn't that amazing? But in this time, are we using this time that God has gifted us to grow deeper in him, to strengthen our relationship with him, to know the God of creation more? Or are we using this time to be passive in our relationship with God, to conform to religious expectations? Are we prioritizing binging Netflix, watching movies, scrolling through our feeds? Or are we spending and knowing our God more, growing our roots deeper into him? For what could he do? What could he do if our relationship with him was strengthened? For our God multiplies. Our God takes the small things and takes it beyond our comprehension. Look at, he turned water into wine. He fed 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 loaves. Isn't that crazy? 5,000 men. This doesn't even include their families. But with 2 fish and 5 loaves. How small? So if he could do that with that little, how much more could he do with our whole lives? If we were wholeheartedly living for God. What if we were like Samuel and said, Lord, here I am, your servant is listening. What if that is our lives? That our lives was here and our purpose was to serve God. That our lives were a living sacrifice, that we laid it all at the altar for him. What could he do? What could he do? What could he do if we said no more to passive religion? No more to lukewarm. What if we were like the Thessalonians, where in Thessalonians 1:8 it says that wherever we go, we find people telling us about your faith. What if our faith had a lasting impact on people? That we became, our lives was in accordance to God. Because a fire only needs a flame to start. What if that flame was us? What if that flame was us? What if during this time we seeked only God's approval, not the approval of man, but God alone? What if we utilised this time? What if we dug our roots deeper into him? What if we gave him everything? Everything. What could he do? What couldn't he do? Lord, I want to thank you for how you have gifted us this time. And Lord, I pray for the church, Lord, that they utilize this time to grow deeper, that the trunk of the church may be strengthened, and that above it all you may be glorified, Lord. I say that people may be convicted, Lord, where there is passive Christianity, where there is lukewarm Christianity, where there is just religion, Lord. I pray you awaken them, spiritually awakening, Lord. I pray for that across this nation, Lord, and that we may use this time to grow in our relationship, to strengthen our relationship with you. For what could you do if you were enthroned upon it all, on our lives, Lord? What could you do? What couldn't you do?